Okay, so I thought I'd make this quick guide to show you how to make Beat Saber look more like the PC version on the Quest 2. It's using a lot of the new mods that have come out, a few little tweaks here and there. So yeah, let's jump into it. Same as my previous video editing guide and improving recording quality, if anyone saw that. We're going to do change some of the settings using ADB Commands. So inside Quest, run custom command. One thing with running the some of the mods, particularly like Bloom and stuff like that, and the Qosmetics, they're a lot more resource hungry. So I found that you have to drop the resolution, the resolution down from what I was sort of using for my previous recordings, because I was doing things like height 2160, width 1920. Another thing I've decided to try is recording 1:1 ratio, so a square, which is better for things like Reddit, social media, or on YouTube. You don't have to then full screen. It will just show, as a standard sort of square at the top, which I think, because a lot of people watch on phones and stuff like that now anyway, so it's probably better for them. So what I'm going to do is width 1080 and then height 1080. The standard width and height is 1024 by 1024. Some people, you can go up to like 1440 or 1440, sorry, by 1440. The thing is, I've tested this with loads of different possibilities, and to have things like Bloom especially enabled, going above 1080, you're gonna struggle with your recording performance and start to see like frame drops, a lot of stuttering. So 1080 for the sake of this specific guide. What's happened there with the height? Alright, let's see. Height 1080. And again, same as before, full rate capture is what you want, and the same as before, I found this bitrate to be the sweet spot. If you didn't watch the previous video, the full rate capture basically tells the Quest to record at 60 or 72 frames per second, I think. And the bitrate is just the quality of the recording. If you have the standard bitrate, I think it's like 8,000 or something. I don't know. It's been a while since I did it. Everything just looks really sort of grainy and kind of pixely. It's not nice to look at. With the new settings in Beat Saber as well, you don't have to, because I used to set the refresh rate to 90 or 72 depending, but now, as you'll see when we jump in the headset, there's options to set it to like 60 Hz, 72 Hz, 80 and 90, so that sort of takes some of this hassle out. Anyway, that is it for the PC. So I'll jump in and show you the settings that I use. I've also pre-recorded what a recording would look like before all this, and what it would look like with all the settings and stuff enabled afterwards and the mods. So I'll do like a side by side at the end of the video. So yeah, we'll jump in the headset now anyway. Okay, so here we are in Beat Saber. Just going to show you the settings quickly and the mods. Yeah, so settings. This is also assuming you know how to, you know, you've installed BMBF. You know how to use mods and stuff like that. Anyway, you want to install the Qosmetics mod, and in Qosmetics you got sabers, blocks, walls. I don't bother with blocks. Then sabers. Ooh, loud. Comes with these sabers by default. You can install other ones, but I just haven't bothered yet. So these are the ones I used just for this video. And the settings over here, you can change the width of the sabers, trails, all different things, but in the video I just leave these standard. If you want to go to the standard, back to the standard sabers, just click default saber up here. The walls, you've got rainbow frames and just normal, so I just use the normal ones. Yeah, they're kind of like a replica of the PC walls. Look pretty cool. And you've got settings over here, so fake glow off, core off, frame off, disable reflections. You can adjust them if you want, but in the video I've just left it at standard. Okay. Yeah, blocks I don't do. The next thing would be replay. So for the replay settings, because we're going to be using the smooth camera replay for the replay mod to do the recording, you want to ignore all these, and the position and rotation, they are, I believe, smooth your position is like the movement of your actual body. So say you actually physically move left, right, forward and back, I think. And I think rotation is like you turning or tilting your head. Again, I could be wrong, but I think that's what those do. Lower is smoother. I did try setting them right down to 0.1 just to see what it's like, and it's like you're basically frozen in place. In the recording, you'll make a slight movement, like left or right for a wall, but it's like, yeah, it's like you're not moving. I've found I like it just on 1. It's not too smooth, not too sort of jerky. Some people like it higher, it's a bit more natural, but have a play around. Then you've got the Y offset, which is the height. So 0, 0 is just like your eyes when you're playing, if you were playing the map. Plus makes it like you're sort of taller, so it'll raise the camera angle up, and minus is like you're shorter, so drop the camera angle. I think, although it might be the other way around. But anyway, one makes you taller, one makes you shorter in the recording. The main one is the smooth camera Z offset. This draws the camera further back or forward depending on what you've got. So I've gone to minus 2.0. Brings it back just enough that you can see sort of your sabers, you can see sort of some of the platform you're standing on. It makes it look a lot more like when you see people do the PC Beat Saber videos in first person, because when you watch their videos, like you can actually see the sabers. When you have a quest recording, the sabers are like just sort of hanging off the edge of the screen. It looks way too close. I found it about 2, maybe 2.5 is good for the 1:1 aspect ratio of, like I'm doing 1080. If you wanted to record like 16 by 9, so do like 1920 1080. You want to draw this back further, like you want to go to maybe 4, even 5, you know, 4.5, just because with that different aspect ratio, if you had it on like 2, you'd still be really close. But again, have a play around. But if you're doing the 1080 like I'm gonna do, I found 2 is just about right. 2.5 brings it back enough that you would basically see pretty much the whole platform that you're stood on, which I found is a little bit too far back to sort of give that vision of like first person. Then it starts to look more like you're looking at like a third person perspective almost. But yeah, 2.5 maybe, depending. And the final one is AikaTweaks. I don't know how to pronounce that. Graphics, leave resolution. It looks nice if you turn it up, but performance. Refresh rate. So I thought, because I'm editing, like encoding the videos at 60 frames per second, record at 60, I can save a load of performance. I tried that, it looked alright, but then I thought it was still a little bit jerky, so I thought, why don't I try recording on maybe 72? And the encode actually came out a little bit smoother, which is weird because when I looked at the video files afterwards, 60, the video file comes out as 59 frames per second, and 72, the video file for some reason comes out 50 frames per second. So I don't know why, but 72 looks smoother in the final recording. I haven't actually tried 80 or 90, but I was just thinking that pushing to like 80 frames or 90 frames is going to be an issue for performance because we're going to have bloom turned on. Bloom is like the main culprit for the performance issues. It makes things pretty laggy, and having bloom on is the main reason we're having to drop the refresh rate and the resolution. If you're happy not having bloom on, then you can happily crank up the refresh rate. You can do bigger resolutions as well. But for the sake of this video, we're trying to make it look as much like a PC recording as possible, so bloom to me is absolutely needed, because bloom is like the glow. When you slice the blocks in half, they have like the glow inside them, and the scorch marks, you know, the glow, the walls and stuff like that. So smoke, I didn't really see that much difference with this on or off. I think it's just like a sort of smoky, hazy effect in the map when you're playing, but I couldn't really see it that much, so I thought leave it off, maybe gain a bit of performance. Then lighting, this is just the intensity of bloom. So I have it set to 1, but if it's a bit too glowy for you, you could drop it down. And then under advanced, you'll want CPU GPU level set to 4, just again to get as much performance as possible. We saw the screen go black for a second there. If you make any changes like resolution or bloom and stuff, then it sort of does a restart. You can see here now, well, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of all jerky and lower resolution. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I've already made recordings of this track. So yeah, I'm going to jump out to the PC and then I'll probably do a side-by-side of the before and after. Okay, so I said I was going to do a side-by-side, but I think what I'll actually do is just show you what the recording would look like briefly, just as sort of standard. It's not quite standard because I still did use the replay mod to record it, but what I did was set the smoothness like all the way off, so it's basically not being smoothed. I defaulted the settings, the ADB commands back to stock. So this recording you're going to see now is kind of what just a standard Quest 2 recording would look like, and then afterwards I'll show you the finished recording with all the mods and tweaks and stuff. So this is the standard recording. So yeah, as you can see, not very smooth. It's way too close and you can't see the sabers properly, so not very good. And yeah, so now let's stop this and I'll show you the finished product. So yeah, that's the end of the guide really. Hope you found it helpful. I don't normally play songs as intense as that, but I tried to play something that would sort of put the game, while recording with all the mods and bloom and stuff like that, put the game under as much stress as possible to make sure that the recordings would still work. Because if you've got it on normal mode with like 2 blocks a second or whatever, and or a second, I don't know, just a low number of blocks or no walls, then it's going to have a much easier time recording. So I tried doing a song as fast as I could possibly play, although not very well, so apologies for that, just to make sure it could handle faster songs. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I think maybe I might have it a bit too smoothed out. I might tweak it a bit more, but like I said in the guide, you can mess about with those settings yourself and find a sweet spot. So yeah, that was pretty cool though. I like the bloom. I don't think I'll be playing with it on, just because I like to play 90 hertz, and I'll probably I don't really play with the Qosmetics walls on either, but I like to turn these things on, if I'm going to make a video maybe. So yeah, but some people might like to have them on, but bloom is definitely the biggest culprit for performance issues. So but it looks nice. Maybe once we've got a Quest 2 Pro or a Quest Pro or a Quest 3, then all these things will be a non-issue and we can have everything sort of cranked. So yeah, hope this was helpful, and thanks.